Well, we all kind of knew it was coming. McDonald's in Europe has purchased 7,000 automated cashier terminals for their stores, meaning it will be a touchscreen display that will take only credit cards and debit cards to make purchases of McDonald's food. Meanwhile, in the United States, McDonald's has recently hired 62,000 people. Now, this switch to the automated systems is an attempt to upgrade their image, to go from the retro golden arches clown kind of image to a futuristic, more advanced and up-to-date, a very modern look for the restaurant. So this isn't just merely about saving money, this is about changing the image of the store as well. There are other reasons for this too. For example, it boosts efficiency, and the CEO of McDonald's Europe did speak to the Financial Times saying that there was a big potential to start tracking people's orders because they can now know every Big Mac you order, every McNugget, and trace your consuming patterns. And then collecting that data, they can start putting together ideas for new products that you might be interested in. In other words, it's a way to get some kind of market research going at the same time. So from a business sense, this automated terminal thing is a tremendous advantage. I mean, on top of the fact that you now no longer have to pay someone to work in those positions. This now comes at a very interesting time. McDonald's sales in the United States have dropped for the fourth month in a row, just in August, 2.8%. Now over in Japan, sales for McDonald's products have dropped 26% in just the past month. In China, they're taking a tremendous hit. If you probably recall, there was a huge scandal where the company decided that they were getting the meat from for their products was changing the expiry dates on their product and then sending them out to the restaurants, meaning there was bad food, spoiled food, that was being served to customers. And this has been the main reason that they've lost a lot of their business in Asia and some part in Europe as well. Meanwhile, as 62,000 new employees were added, nearly 500 protesters were arrested in 36 U.S. cities on Thursday as fast food workers and support workers staged a sit-in and various acts of civil disobedience nationwide to call attention to their low wages and the lack of union representation they have. Fast food restaurants and their defenders say the strikes have had little effect on their bottom line. Nonetheless, major fast food chains and their supporters took the opportunity on Thursday to rip the movement by levying criticism to the union that helping fast food workers demonstrate. The big thing that's being pointed to in terms of this is the wages, and that people are asking for a higher minimum wage so that they can, live. And then there's the belief that if you raise the minimum wage, you're going to destroy business. Aside from the fact that the historical data doesn't show this, I think that question is ultimately irrelevant. Of course, we do see in Europe that there is a much higher minimum wage, and the European McDonald's are the ones that are leading the way towards automation. But there's something very important that we do have to keep in mind here with capitalism. It is not that the minimum wage is too high. It is that the employer doesn't want to pay wages at all. If it were up to capitalism, it wouldn't pay anybody anything to put out its product and collect the revenue. The unfortunate reality for them is that you do need workers to produce something that they would eliminate in general. So it is not that the wages are too high. They don't want to pay the wages at all. The technology that's coming out, these automated tellers, are produced for the simple fact that they can replace a wage-earning worker. Whether that worker was earning quote-unquote too much or not enough is irrelevant, because this technology still would have been developed, because it would still make doing business cheaper. And wanting to save money or collecting more money is still the drive in capitalism to develop technology. These workers, regardless of how much they made, are going to be replaced by machines anyway, because that is the very nature of capitalism itself, to automate as much as possible. So it really doesn't matter how much they're getting paid, whether they've asked too much or too little. They were going to be replaced by machines no matter what. And we see this as a part of the historical trend of the development of the productive forces under capitalism. We should also note that the European stores are suffering from a great drop in profits. For what reasons? It depends on the person you ask, largely due to the fact the food is unhealthy. The tainted meat scandal certainly plays its part. So there is some rationality to this to get rid of some employees because their profits are dropping a great deal. So we can probably expect the same thing to come out of Japan. But again, when looking at this whole situation of the 500 striking workers, it shouldn't be considered a coincidence that these numbers would come out about the new automated tellers. I mean, 500 may have gone on strike demanding higher wages. 62,000 were just recently hired for those same wages that they don't want. It is not a matter of some people are willing to accept it and some others aren't. It's a matter of some people having to accept it. And that's the big contradiction here. You can't force a capitalist enterprise to hand over enough money for you to survive, because the very institution itself is taking that value that you need to survive. There's a contradiction there, and this struggle over wages is not going to be resolved, because it cannot be resolved, because it is a very inherent contradiction within the system itself. Even capitalism realizes this. After all, that's why they mechanized labor to begin with. Thank you for watching. Please comment and rate the video. If you liked it, hit subscribe or check out some of these other great videos. If you wish, share it on social media. While you're at it, why don't you follow me on Twitter? And if you got time, go on over to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available.